What's going on, everybody? Live Farmer 73 here. What's going on? Come on. Come on. You better jump. Come on. Come on. What's going on, everybody? Come on. Atta girl. What's up? It's good to see everybody in the house. What is this? Monday? Happy Monday. I'm coming in a little early today because I got a minute or two to hang out. What's up, everybody? Guava. Happy sugar-free Sunday. I've been busy. I've fully opened up my garden. I have my lettuce planted up here. We're gonna talk more. We're gonna talk more about the lettuce. I opened up my garden out by the creek. I cleaned up my area by the lake. And I'm about to do a whole new renovation here at Easley Island. And it's a reason why. Right here, what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna have two homesteads. What I was trying to do was have one and then just make this just livable. Then then I was gonna sell this house. That ain't gonna happen. So my purpose now is to have multiple homesteads with multiple sources of food, multiple sources of livestock. Just because, if you got a piece of land somewhere, man, go make it active. Get it active. Stop saying I own a piece of land. My grandfather left me some land. I keep hearing that somebody left you some land, but you ain't doing nothing with it. Why is my question. Just why? Why? Even if it's like a whole bunch of states away or it's hours away, you could be doing something with that land to make that land profitable. That's all I'm saying. As many things as you can think to do. And if don't ask me what could you be doing with some land that's across the country, I don't know. But you could be doing some research and finding out on what you could do. Instead of just a piece of land sitting somewhere where somebody else could be utilizing that land and using it to the best of their ability and bringing their family up. And all you got is just sitting over somewhere in it for bragging rights. So I look at it like this, and before we get into this, I'm gonna say this. I don't mind driving a couple of hours away, one way. I don't care. Um, I don't care. I act like when I drive to Freedom Acres, when I drive to Freedom Acres, it's like going to work to me. If you know you normally drive an hour or 2 hours to work, most people drive about 45 minutes to an hour to work, back and forth. That's how I look at driving the Freedom Acres, like I'm going to work. So I don't even care if I stay there overnight, stay there for a few days, stay there for a week, or come right back. I look at it as a job. I maintain both of my properties, and that's how it is. Okay. Now let's get into why I'm really here. It's two things. I'm going to show you something. We going on a field trip, so stick around for the field trip. But I'm really here because the emails are flooding in and asking me what should they do in certain situations. In certain situations, what I'm seeing is people asking, well, they said we can't do XYZ, or they said we can't plant this. They said we got to go to the board to. Let's talk about that now. Let's talk about it. Who is telling a grown ass person that's paying taxes, paying their mortgage, what they can and what they can't do at their house. Hey, everything fresh and sassy. Everything fresh and sassy. I got to veer off for a hot minute to say hello to you. And I also have to let you know I just recently got the message. I was reading through the comments and I got the message that you told me. I just want to tell him I said congratulations. Everything fresh and sassy. I don't know how I missed that, my sister, but I'm telling you right now, tell my brother I said congratulations. All right? Um and that's another reason why we're here too. We gon' we're going on a field trip today, but we also gonna close this out with something positive. All right? Let's see. Everybody is waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. Matter of fact, hold on. Come on. Get off me. Jesus. Hold on. Check out this. Give me 2 seconds. All right. My bad, y'all. What it is, I needed to get some water because here I am. I'm dressed in all black like a mobster, and this sun is heating up this black, and I haven't drank enough water today, and I start feeling a little not lightheaded but weird. So that feeling let me know I'm dehydrated. I ain't drank enough water. I had 2 cups of coffee. I didn't even need that. It got electrolytes in it. Okay. So, all right, let's get back into it. Why is everybody waiting for somebody to tell them what to do in these days and time? Oh, remind me to tell you why I went back to my silicone wedding ring, y'all. Remind me to tell you why I put that back on. Okay. All right. Hydrate. And again, what kind of homebrew is purple? This is what. Yeah, I'm gonna take that out of there. Okay. Is water with electrolytes. Where'd you get homebrew from the color purple? What you drinking? What you drinking, Bonnie? Yeah, the only stuff I know that's purple is that lean. I know you ain't drinking that, is you? Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. No, Bonnie Watson. Why didn't you go to Kool-Aid instead of homebrew? What you be doing, Bonnie Watson? Didn't you say you got some land and some wooded areas? I bet you got some old steels back there. Y'all be brewing stuff up. Where you get homebrew from purple? Anyway, what's up, Rutgers Homestead? What's going on? Yeah, this is a silicone ring on my wedding finger. Now here we go. Here we go. Let's cut the shit. Everybody keep emailing me about, I guess, their HOAs or their neighborhood associations or whatever it is. Are you trying to tell me right now, the way things are, that you're listening to that? You know what I mean? Today, the way things are, you're not letting people let you plant some vegetables. Today, you're listening to people tell you that you can't have two hens in the backyard. If it was me, if it was me, I would get a lawyer, because that's not the state law nowhere. No, HOAs don't play, but HOAs be breaking the law. They're not a sovereign government. Your HOA is just some shit that a bunch of people in this community agreed upon. Why do people keep thinking HOAs have some kind of federal power? Your HOA only has the power of the people in the neighborhood. And now you say, what's the penalty and what can they do to you? They can try to put a lien on your home. They can try to put a lien on your home, but they can't do shit. And if they try to put a lien on your home, I would go and consult a lawyer, an attorney, and when you win, I would make them pay for my attorney fees. I'm not even playing. Go sue them in real court, right? Go sue them in real court. They can't make you do. It's certain shit they can't do. Now, it's certain things and fines that you really signed up for, right? That's in those paperworks. But most of the time, the things that's in these contracts, they're not definitive. They're not detailed. So they mean when you sign some of those HOA contracts, they're not detailed in nature to the point of they can just stick you with that. They try to say something universally across the board. Say, you know what I'm saying? They say no livestock. Okay? Maybe your chicken ain't your livestock. Maybe your chicken is your pet. Maybe it's your emotional care chicken. It's ways to get around that. If you go and consult a lawyer or attorney, it's ways to get around that stupid shit. Like, can you plant roses or can you plant fruit trees or not? Yo, they step over the line when they do that. All HOAs step over the line when they start telling you you can't plant a fruit tree in your yard. Now, I can see if they say you can't plant a fruit tree out in the front yard by the curb or some shit. I don't know. Because they're trying to keep that uniform in some sort of way. And that does concern the city and the state regulations. But in your backyard, you mean to tell me they can tell you also, look, hey, we don't like you can't be barbecue grilling back here, especially ribeye steaks. Now, if you want to grill some New York strips, we'll give you the go ahead. But we don't approve of ribeye steaks back here. Or pork chops. We're an all non-pork HOA system. Y'all keep on playing games and purchase and buying homes in them kind of communities. You are literally selling your freedom. You're paying people to take your freedom away from you. And I know a lot of people gonna say, "Yeah, but it ain't always like that." You are paying people to literally take your freedom away from you. Now let's get something straight. Because I don't want to come off sound like I'm just dogging everybody on HOA, because I'm not. This is my point. If you about this life, if you're about this life right here, you want to stay as far away from an HOA community as you possibly can. If you about this prepping, you about this gardening, you about this 2A, you about this conservation and preservation of human life, you better stay away from an HOA. See, if you just like having your pinky out and driving a Benz or a Beamer, if that's you, hey, cool. If you like them to have you scheduled when you need to cut the grass and stuff, that's up to you. But I'm talking about if you about this life right here, where you got to go ask somebody, another whole grown ass man or woman for permission, if you can plant a raised bed garden. Please. That's where stuff gets stupid and crazy. But again, the main reason why I'm here today is because it's almost like everybody got together and said, let's ask Led, like, what can they do? Because the HOAs and their neighborhood community people won't let them do certain stuff. Ain't nothing I can do. Probably ain't nothing you can do. But I'm going to say this. What can they do? Y'all truly keep on thinking that they gonna come over there and give you a spanking or something. Yo. And them Karens that like to knock on your doors and everything, couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me. And you're paying them in their community fees and their fines and whatever. You're paying them to tell. So the people that keep on asking me, I gave you my solution. My solution, you ain't gonna want to hear it. My solution gonna make you click off this video. My solution may even think that the way I'm saying it gonna make it sound like I'm dogging you, but I'm not. My answer clearly is straightforward, and it's the most realest answer I can think of. Get the hell out of there. If you're that worried and concerned about what a whole little weird group of people that done made their own little White House and they all meet up in each other's houses for breakfast and lunch and shit, if that's your way, if you want to be part of that, I can't stop you. But you're not going to be, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Either you're, and that's the other thing that gets me. It's like either you're really truly here and trying to survive for real, or you just think this is cute. I don't get it. I don't get it. And people keep asking me, what would I do? You don't want my advice. You don't want my advice, because my advice gonna make you mad. You want your ego stroked. You want to feel better about your decision, and I'm not gonna do that for you. I'm gonna tell you, if you, well, what would you do, Led? Get the fuck out of that community. Nothing good is going to come from that in the long run. Nothing. And then they said, well, we don't want people all parking on their front lawns and stripping their engines out of their old pickup trucks and leaving the engine on the front yard. And that's a chance you take sometime for freedom. You know, that's a chance you take for freedom. The best you can do is be best friends with your neighbor and tell them, hey, man, can you not, you know what I'm saying, the engine, and on the grass. If you need a storage spot, man, I'll go half on you with you for a while. But damn, bruh, you got oil juices all up and down the driveway. You got an engine blocker sitting on the You got a whole engine block sitting out there on the sidewalk and everything. You know, you got pans of oil all around the yard that you done changed your oil for the last 4 seasons. I get it. But most of the time, it ain't like that at all, right? So, any questions? Any questions? Minding your business is not a hey Missy Hawk, what's going on, my sister? Minding your own business these days is almost not an option. Everybody's so damn nosy. We got we got wildfires here in South Carolina, and people worrying about they can't plant no fruit tree. I'm not gonna get on no politics today, so I'm not even gonna add that into the problems of the world today. Oh, by the way, California, come get y'all fire. Stop playing. Hey, California, man, when y'all was visiting the other day, y'all left y'all damn wildfires over my house. Could y'all come and get these wildfires? You want me to bring them to you? I'll send you your wildfires in the mail, California. Please come get your doggone wildfires, please. Y'all was visiting South Carolina just recently, and y'all happened. I know it happened sometime that while these wildfires must have slipped out your pocket, and y'all left them in a whole bunch of people's couches. But you know, we got them in our lost and found, and y'all can come pick y'all damn wildfires back up, okay? It's a little dry down here in South Carolina. We do not have space or room to be storing y'all wildfires. So if you can come pick them up, we're gonna leave them out there on the front porch for you to come pick up, okay? You ain't even got to knock. That's on the front porch. You ain't got to knock, okay? You're going to see it on the front porch. It's going to be bright and hot. Just pick them shits back up and take them back to California with you. If you don't mind, please and thank you. South Carolina is on fire like California. And people still don't get it. I'm not going to talk about politics today of how it is implementing or how it is causing us all. Not gonna do it. I said I wasn't going to cry. Yo, with all the stuff going on right now, that's what I'm gonna say when I say politics. With all the stuff and the nonsense going on right now, y'all really truly don't want to plant no damn food. Let me show you something. You know why? I was gonna go live yesterday, and there's a reason why. I didn't go live yesterday. I didn't go live yesterday because of 2 reasons. Remember, this is all going to sew up with my wedding ring. I didn't go live yesterday because I spent one of the most beautiful days with my wife without bothering with social media. It was when you married, every blue moon you have that day, that day where neither one of us came out of our pajamas, but everything was so productive to the point I even came out in this yard and I cut my grass with a hand mower. I didn't even get on the riding tractor. With a hand push mower and cut my grass, getting it ready for the season. So while me and the puppy was cutting the grass, my wife came out and she spent the whole day with me out here. You wanna know what she did? I told her, I said, hey, I got these beds over here ready because I plan on planting some lettuce. Everybody kept saying the other day, Leah, plant that lettuce. Let's see you plant that lettuce. My wife, the reason I didn't show you that because my wife said she wants to do it. So, well, I told her, baby, I got these beds ready for you. I said, I got them beds ready for you. I got some organic fertilizer down in there and everything, right? So my wife came out here in her pajamas and planted all of this lettuce in these bins. And I gotta go get one more so I can run under here and do it again. So we run 2 more bins full of lettuce. And I'm gonna tell you why. Stick with me. So while she was doing that, I got done with the grass. When I got done with the grass and she got done planting the lettuce, because she didn't just throw them and sprinkle them. She liked to put them one seed in one spot. She went out to the big garden that I opened the other day with the tiller. And she asked me, is this bed ready? I said, don't play, because we'll be out here all day. She said, I'm about to put some stuff in it. We was both watching the news, okay? We was both watching the news. And she said, bump that. We need to get as much as we can. Now, see, y'all always hear old lead talking about, so we got to get it together. We got to plant more food. We got to preserve more food. We got to blah, blah, blah. Y'all hear me like all the time. It hit different when my wife start like, look, we got to go. She pulled out the seed box, and she was out there working in that garden all yesterday. So while she was working in that garden, I came around here and went on ahead and put this chicken coop up that I've been threatening to do all week. And she was like, what else you need to do to get the chickens outside? I said, well, I'm waiting till it get to about 60 degrees to stay 60 degrees. And then all these chicks is coming outside. The chickens, the quails, everything is coming outside. She says, you know, we may even need another one of those chicken coops here instead of all of them on Freedom Acres. What did I say? Done. Say no more, my love. Say no more. So I'm going to run a whole operation here. I'm going to run a whole operation on Freedom Acres. When I go back to I'm leaving to Freedom Acres tonight. What time is it? Sometime today. And tomorrow, I'm going to starting the garden out on Freedom Acres. I need to get my rain gutters up because I'm going to need a lot of water. I'm going to start getting these trees in the ground and get everything ready. Because, listen, this ain't no joke. This ain't an emergency drill this happening right here in this country. This is the emergency. This is not a tornado watch. This is a warning. This is a tornado watch. This is happening right now. So, me and my wife spent all day. Oh, I put 2 more trees in the containers. Me and my wife spent all day out here in the garden getting the first level of our garden together, cleaning out beehives, and man, it was beautiful, man. Beautiful. Now let's get back to where I was told you I was gonna finish this video with. We planted tons of lettuce. These cement containers, they hold a lot of lettuce. And they grow really fast. You can even see some of the lettuce right here already sprouted, right? That's just after a few days. Okay, so how does all of this have anything to do with my wedding ring? Everything I'm telling you right now, what does that have to do with my wedding ring? I'm gonna tell you what it has to do. It has everything to do with my wedding ring. Planting lettuce, what does that have to do with your wedding ring? Her working out in the garden, what does that have to do with your wedding ring? You setting up a chicken coop, what the hell does that have to do with your wedding ring? Me using the push lawnmower instead of jumping on the tractor, what does that have to do with your wedding ring, Led? Spit it out. I wanted to tell you each and every last one of those things because it has everything to do with why I don't have on my normal wedding ring. This is the ring I used to wear at work so I don't get it stolen while I was a mailman. I used to wear silicone rings because being a mailman, you'll get robbed and they'll make you break yourself. So this way I didn't get my actual wedding ring stolen. So I dug this back out and I put it back on. The reason why I have this on is because I've reached goal number 1. I have lost 50 pounds to the point I can't keep my wedding ring on. So I gotta keep my thumb on my ring like this all the time to keep it on. And it dropped off twice in the grocery store. No congratulations. No congratulations. Please don't congratulate me. That ain't what this is about. What this is about is proof. Don't congratulate me, please, because this ain't no place for congratulations. Because I'm not where I want to be. I'm just the reason. No, please don't clap. Don't congratulate, because that's not what this is. What this is proof that cutting carbs, cutting sugar works. Period. You don't necessarily have to do no other really physical, super jogging, external exercise. Exercise is great, but just cutting the shit that goes in your mouth, practicing sugar-free Sunday works. So I can't keep my wedding ring on, and here we are. Now, it's proof. I got on some little pants. It's proof. It works. Please do it, especially now, because there is no more safety in our food. Forget whether we got enough money for the food. The food isn't safe anymore. If you can get rid of the Drug and Food Administration, the people that help keep our food safe and keep the corporations from doing crazy stuff, like instead of peanut butter, it's just like doo-doo or something with peanut butter flavor. See, that's what the Food and Drug Administration does. That's part of their job, is to make, one of the things is to make sure our food is safe. The other part of it is to make sure that the corporations are not lying and feeding you worms instead of real food. And if they are feeding you worms or old dead dog tails, they have to tell you on the labeling. Okay? So, without a Food and Drug Administration or them working a skeleton crew, how is that many people gonna keep all of United States of America food safe? It's impossible. Only one way to fight that is just don't try your hardest not to buy nothing from the store. Right? Just you try your hardest not to buy nothing from these stores. So, all of that is part of this, and then we're gonna go on our field trip, okay? Here we go. I don't do challenges. I don't like them. They're corny to me, so I don't like challenges. What I would like you to do is join me. I would like everybody to join me. This is not a challenge. This is an extension of Sugar-Free Sunday. I want you to join me. And what I would like for you to do is to test your willpower. I want everybody watching me to test their willpower. I don't care when you start, just start. And what I want you to do is, I'm calling it, it's not a challenge, okay? But the word challenge is in there. It's the 7-day salad challenge. The only reason I said challenge, because it just rhymes with salad, okay? It's the 7-day salad challenge. Do you think you could go 7 days with only consuming leafy greens? Do you think you could do that? I don't want to hear from people say, I'm a vegan, so it's no problem for me. I'm not talking to you. I'm a vegetarian, so it's no. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You already ain't got no problem. I'm not talking to you. If anything, would you help me talk to other people about joining with us? 7-day salad challenge. Do you think you could do it? That's irrelevant. What's your name? Akasha. That's irrelevant for what we're doing. This has nothing to do with any of that. Okay. Yep. This has nothing to do with building protein and building muscle. This has zero to do with any of that. We're just talking about willpower. So please don't come in here with that vegan bullshit. Please don't. Or the vegetarian, I'm a vegetarian, and then you turn it to some weirdo. Don't come in here and do that, okay? That's disrespectful as hell. That's not what we're here to do. If that's the stuff you do for a living, hey, you know, that's not what we're doing. We're not here to prove I'm better than you because I only eat lettuce. That's not it. Flew away, say a little bit of croutons, no cheese. Okay, let's back this up. The reason why I want you to join me doing this is because we don't know how to eat. None of us do. So for you asking me, can I put croutons on it? That's letting me know you don't know how to eat. You don't know what should go and what shouldn't go in your mouth. I said mind the sugar and mind the carbs. It ain't gotta be all raw. The sugar and the carbs. See, don't everybody making this more complicated than it gotta be. We're trying to stay away from the sugar and the carbohydrates. Does croutons turn in, are they carbohydrates, and do those turn into sugar? Is the cheese carbohydrates, and does it turn into sugar? See, please, everybody always like to make this stuff more complicated than it gotta be. And it's so simple. What it is a test of your willpower. It's a test of your willpower. Can you do it? It's not necessarily about, it ain't that deep yet. It's just stay away from the sugar, stay away from the carbs. And if you got to ask a whole bunch of questions like, well, can I put croutons? What about bacon bits? What about cheese? Everything that you want to go put in the salad, go research it. What kind of dressing should I put on it? Go research it. How many carbs and how much sugar for how many tablespoons of whatever dressing you want to put on going to add to the carbs and the sugar. You gotta use your head. So the reason why I'm saying this and I want you to join me is because what it does, you have to pay attention. You can't help but be mindful and pay attention to what's going inside your body. G-Qua said, I can do it. I need to. Auntie Ellen in for 7 days. Well, congratulations, Auntie Ellen. The reason why I'm even saying it is because, okay, get this. The reason I'm planting all this lettuce and all these greens and microgreens, the reason we did this is because we're trying to get it where I'm not going to purchase any more of lettuce out of that store, especially since the FDA is going bye-bye. We're going to be harvesting as much lettuce as we can here, there, and inside the house. Okay? So if you don't know where your sugars and your carbohydrates come from, go ahead and you can ask me now, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Ask something that you don't know if it's a carb or anything like that, or how many carbs and sugar. Uh, I ain't gonna worry about the trolls. Hey, Rosemary. See, I'm eating a salad as you speak with homemade dressing. There you go. Some people, like the person that asked me about the croutons, I need you to go look that up and see on whatever pack of croutons you plan on getting, how many carbohydrates and how much sugar. It'll blow your mind. And most people just dump them croutons on top of their salad. It'll blow your mind. Okay. So, standing on scripture, go check out if lentils got carbs in it. It's a certain way you got to prepare beans. It's not a challenge, Lynette. You say, how long is it for the rest of your life? Can you can you do that? It's not a challenge, y'all. The word, I shouldn't have put the word challenge in it. I'm asking you to join me on this walk. All it is a walk. It's like, it's not a challenge. I'm not challenging you to do anything. You will not fail. This is test your own willpower. I hate that I used that word challenge. I hate that word. Nicole William. No, you can't. Go look at how much sugar and carbohydrates is in fruit. Don't say, hey, everybody, you can put fruit in there, because you clearly don't know what you're talking about. People, man, oh my God. You said that in all caps too. I was going to remove it, but I need people to actually see what you just said so they'll understand that is you just screamed everybody can put fruit in their salad. And I just said carbs and sugar. Here's a question I have for everybody. Why natural sugars are still sugars? Amen. Why on God's green earth do people think fruit doesn't have the same amount, if not more at times, sugar than a candy bar? What about tomatoes? Go do your research and see. Missy Hawk said, I can do and have done salad greens for 7 days before, was doing really well with SFS every day, but fell off and kicking myself up. I'm back on track now. That's okay. It's just a test. It's a test. This really is truly a test of your willpower. That's all this is. I'm not saying you can't have absolutely zero sugar, zero carbohydrates, because that's almost impossible. What this is about is knowing what's in your body and taking control of what's going in your mouth. And knowing what's going in your mouth means you got to read, right? You got to read. You got to pay attention. Because people are saying, well, I just been eating apples. I don't know why I'm keep gaining weight. Right? Now, before we go on this field trip, I want to say thank you to Gina versus Gina. I got your T-shirt, and it's actually the reason part of our field trip right now. Part of our field trip is if you go check out my friend Gina versus Gina. Gina versus Gina is GINA-VS-GINA. Everybody spelt that in every kind of crazy way I've ever seen in my life. GINA-VS-GINA. and say, I can't find Jeanette versus Jeanette. I was like, what? Anyway, Jean Ya versus Jean Ya. I saw 100,000 different ways to say her name, and I was like, I can't believe people, man. So somebody said Ginyah, spelled out the whole word versus. Ginyah, like Jean Ya. Okay. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's go on this field trip. All right. If you start your question with "This is a stupid question," I ain't reading it. When people say this might be a stupid question, but I'm stop right there. If you think that this may be a stupid question, if you have to ask yourself or say to yourself, this may be a stupid question, I say, go Google what you're about to say before you make a whole fool of yourself in front of everybody, right? Before you say anything out loud so the world see. I ain't even finished reading. I'm saying this is for everybody. Stop doing that childish shit. That is childish as hell. This may be a little racist, but this may come across as racist, but with all due respect, why do people think that changes the narrative of what the hell was just said? That ain't no band-aid on no damn amputation. That's crazy to me when people do that. This may be a stupid question. That's when I be like, well, shut up. Go Google whatever you about to ask. That's insane. I don't understand that. So, the reason why I wanted you to go see Gina versus Gina, Gina vs Gina, is because she has a motto and she calls it gardening with purpose. Planting with purpose. What that means is, why are you trying to grow all of this unnecessary bull crap that you know you don't know nothing about, you haven't done any research about it, or you keep on just growing nonsense because you see somebody else on YouTube growing it, so you want to try it, and you're going to fail. You're going to waste time, energy, fertilizer, and water. So her thing about gardening with purpose is plant what you know for now. Stick with what you know for sure. And then on the sideline, dibble and dabble with a few things. When she say garden with purpose, she's saying, look, you know you can grow a tomato. It's easy. Start there and move on. Make it simple. You know what I mean? Don't just be out here throwing all kind of seeds that only grow in Africa and seeds that only grow in across the country some damn where. Just start with the home base. So today, I am gardening with purpose, says Gina versus Gina. And that's where our field trip is going to go, and I'm going to take you with me, okay? This is how we're going to start our gardening with purpose tour. Y'all with me? No unnecessary planting. I left that out. No unnecessary planting of anything. So, I want you to see this. This look like a big bundle of wires right here. This is my Bartlett pear tree that I grafted onto Moonglow pear, Kiefer pear, Orient pear, every kind of pear you could think of, I grafted on this one tree. Every year, this tree gets fire blight. This tree should damn near be that tall as that tree. But every year, you see that cut right there, this major, here go the major trunk. You see that? And it stops right there and just goes haywire. Because every single year for the last damn 4 years, I have to cut this tree all the way back down because it catches fire blight like that. And the only way to fight the fire blight is to cut it out. So every year I cut this tree, it never produces, and then I go back to square one. So today what we're going to be doing, I'm going to cut this tree down. I'm going to cut this whole damn tree down. I'm going to cut all of the grafts that I put on there off, because all of the graft pieces that I put on there catch fire blight too. So what I'm about to do, the only thing I'm going to leave on this tree is that Orient pear tree that is 100% fire blight resistant. So every year I get a major crop of pears off that Orient tree next to it, where this tree just give me the blues. And the only fruit I can pick off of that tree is the Orient branch that I grafted onto that tree. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna get this going. Is anybody with me? All right. I'm done trying to grow a Bartlett pear here in my area. I'm just done with that. It's what a waste of time and energy. If you don't know what fire blight is, please go Google it. It's a horrible, nasty disease for fruit trees. Y'all ready? Okay. I'm not using a chainsaw. I'm doing it the old school way, and the reason why I'm doing that is so you guys can see that you can do it too. Okay? You don't need a chainsaw to do this. Unless your fruit tree is just that big and stupid, but I doubt it. Okay? I'm gonna give you a close-up. Come on with me. First, let me show you this. Thank you for that, Missy Hawk. I hit the mute again. I don't know why they put it there. So let me start over. Okay. Thanks to everybody for telling me about the mute button. Thank you, Missy Hawk. This is the garden that that I tilled over. Y'all watch me till it up. And my wife, she planted it yesterday. Got everything planted in there and watered it in and everything. And I said, we cleaned out some of our beehives, got them ready to go. And over here, you see, I got the chicken coop put up, set up, and ready to go. And all I got to do now is come in here and get it set up for my quails and my chicken. Can you see me? Yeah, I was afraid of that. Let me do this. Wait. I'm gonna turn you around. Okay. So all I'm gonna do is take my silky. I wanna show you this. All of these branches are coming off. Can y'all see me okay? Can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Give me 2 thumbs up if you can hear me and see me. Thank you, S. Taylor. Thank you, everybody, for the confirmation. Okay, now that y'all can hear me and see me, what I'm about to do is take this whole big tree down, and I'm only keeping this. This is the Orient pear tree piece. The rest gotta go. So I'm gonna take my silky saw, and I'm gonna tear this tree up. Okay? Y'all see that? Move, pup. This all of these branches are a different kind of tree. Moon Glow is over here, Bartlett is here, a bunch of different pieces. The only branch I'm keeping is this one. The rest of this whole tree is about to fall. Y'all see that okay? If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because these pears have not produced anything worthwhile. They'll produce a little bit of fruit, and that's it. And I'm wasting precious time where this other tree could be taken off and actually producing tons of fruit. Like Gina versus Gina said, garden with purpose. After a while, this tree been in the ground way too long, and it's easy to catch disease. It gotta go. And it's totally tangled up in these vines up here too. Look at that. All them years, waste of time, waste of energy, waste of resources, when I could be getting crops like I get off of this tree. Waste of time. So now y'all really about to see this one. Okay. Okay. So what this does, what this whole procedure does, all the energy from this tree is now going to be, let me see, all the energy from this tree is now going to be concentrated into this one branch. Hold on. Let me control these vines so you can really see. It's like a rat nest. Okay. Now, this is the only player on this whole stump. So all I'm going to do is come in here and clean that up and put that stump on a slant so the water can run right off of it. And all of the energy is going to go to this one branch right here. And it's going to, in no time, be as big as that one and producing just as much fruit. Any question? Here's the whole tree out there. No, you don't seal it. You will have some people say seal it. You don't have to. And you know, I used to seal it. Did the vines have thorns? No, that is actually muscadine vines. Those vines are muscadines. They're overgrown, and I got over that a long time ago. I just let those things, I tear them out. They produce fruit and everything, but they will take over your house and your soul if you let it. I could use some blueberry cuttings. We'll go to the nursery and get some. So you are using a piece of the tree. So are you using a piece of the tree that gets fire blight? You mean the stuff that I grafted onto the tree? I don't understand your question. Because I didn't put anything on the tree just now. I didn't use anything. I just removed trees that are susceptible to fire blight. Are you using the stump? Yeah, your question still don't make no sense. Am I using the stump to do what? I just explained absolutely everything I was doing. Am I using the stump? What? Maybe you missed it. Maybe you missed it. Okay? Maybe you missed what I said I was about to do. Maybe you just came in the room. I cut off every branch except for the... There you go. There you go. Whew. How old was the tree? I planted that about 4 or 5 years ago. And here's the crazy part. It's smaller than the other pear tree because I gotta keep cutting it off every day, right? So here's the thing. Every year I gotta chop it down almost half. And every year it grows back up that tall. It catches fire blight and I have to cut it back down just every year. So all it does over the summer after around July is grow back and grow over winter, and every spring it'll bloom and flowers everywhere, and you will start seeing little pears and all of it. Oh, it will fruit. Oh, it fruits like crazy. Not just blooms, it actually pollinates and fruits. And you will see hundreds upon hundreds of pears. And then all of a sudden you will come out one morning and this whole tree is burnt crispy black. And there's nothing you can do. Don't try to keep the fruit on it, even if it's a nice little branch that didn't really get dealt with, because the fire blight spreads through the blooms from the insects and the wind. So it's already inside the tree, and you need to try to cut it back as far as you can. And you can see the fire blight inside of the branch. It's burnt too. So you just need to keep cutting until you don't see that no more. And I suggest cut until you don't see it no more, and then cut another foot off. 6 inches to a foot. And it's sad because every year you do this. Say, are all fruit trees susceptible to fire blight? No, no. No, not at all. Some fruit trees are very fire blight resistant. And the reason I left that Orient pear on is because it's literally touching the tree with fire blight. It never gets it. It may get a little ashy, but it never stops it. You never have to cut a branch off the Orient pear tree. The tree I've been bragging on for years. The Orient. If you want a real pear tree, you live in the South. If you live anywhere down here in the South where it's humid, like Georgia, the Carolinas, North, South Carolinas, Texas, all that, Orient, not Oriental. Get the Orient, like Orient Express, get the Orient pear tree, and that sucker gonna produce like crazy. Like crazy. I would even have more pears than that every year if I didn't just let the squirrels have their way with this tree, and I still end up with about 2 or 3 buckets full of them. So the biggest tree that I just cut down would be enormous right now. It'll probably be 20 feet tall or better if I didn't have to cut it in half every single year. And I just talked to my wife yesterday while we was out here, and I said, I'm about sick of that tree. Every year I gotta cut it down. Every single year I gotta cut it back and be praying that I can grow something, right? She said, let it go. Like what is we waiting on a lucky year when the other tree, my wife even thought that all the pears I bring in, some of them was from that one. I said, no. She said, oh, what you asking then? What's the question? It gotta go. Hey, New Orleans gardener, how you doing? Good to see you. So I told her tomorrow when I get up, before I leave to Freedom Acres, I'm cutting that tree down. And I'm gonna take all that tree right there to the dump, all of it. So that's it. I'm not grafting nothing else on there, nothing. As a matter of fact, my whole thing was I was about to go out here and do a chili dog method, but I need to check the weather first on another pear tree. Sherry says, thanks for sharing. I will be watching out for the fire blight. My fruit trees are very young and really hope I do not have this experience. Well, what's going to happen is this is usually spread through the blooms. So if your tree is so young that it's not blooming yet, you won't know until it's mature enough to start sending out blooms. And once it starts sending out blooms, it'll be spread through the wind from other trees or spread through the insects that's just there to pollinate it. But that bee or whatever insect just came from another tree with fire blight. And have y'all ever heard of the Bradford pear tree? It's the Bradford pear tree, and it's another one. All they do is bloom and they stink. You ever heard of that? It's the Bradford pear, and it's another kind of pear. I can't think of the name of it. But all they are ornamental pear trees, and they stink like a brothel. Like somebody was eating too much asparagus before they was getting down. Let me see. Okay, so those trees be having fire blight so bad, and we got them all around our neighborhood, all around South Carolina. Yeah, the Bradford pear tree, yeah, and they stink so bad. Oh my God. They smell like a brothel. And they catch fire blight real bad. That's why you always see somebody either cutting on them, trimming them, or the branches fall off because the tree is brittle. The Bradford pear tree, my neighbor had some and had to get rid of them because they so brittle that if you pass gas, one of the branches will fall off. And they either that or they get fire blight real bad, and they spread to all the other pear trees and all the other blooming ornamental pear trees everywhere. So if you got that problem, go with the Orient pear, and you're gonna see a super difference in your production. That Orient pear grows real fast, and it produces more fruit than you know what to do with. So now there's one piece. I wish y'all could see that better. You can. This is it right here. Going up this way, come down. It's going over that way. That is going to turn into a massive tree. So I want you to pay attention, because when I do an update on that tree next year, remember what I cut it down to the knuckle. Just remember that. I cut this tree down to a stick, and watch that thing go crazy. Watch. All I'm gonna do is that stump is from the Bartlett. So I'm not gonna let anything else grow off of that stump. If you let anything grow off of that stump, it's gonna be one of those other pieces that I grafted on that I don't want growing no more. I'm done with that. It's history. So if this is the grafting method that I've been telling you. People say, "Oh, Led, I grew an apple tree from seed." If you grew an apple tree from seed, a lemon tree from seed, whatever, avocado, mango, whatever, and it never ever give you fruit, but it's about 5 years old or something, if you graft a piece on, uh, if you graft a piece on, you don't got to keep waiting to see what the seedling is going to turn into, because now I know what pear tree that is. Let me show you one more thing if we don't cut out, okay? Come on. I'm gonna show you one more thing that's pretty dope. Let me know if I start buffering, because it might happen. I'm a zoom in. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna zoom in. That way I don't lose no. Okay. I'm gonna stand behind this tree so you can see it better, okay? So I'm not flashing y'all like a naked man. I just want you to see the outlining of this tree, okay? Hold on. This is it. This is it. I, I ain't want y'all to call the people on me like, "Oh my God, Led done lost it. He's showing his wiener." I don't want y'all to do that. But this is the other thing that I really wanted to show you, okay? Pay attention to that little guy right there. Yeah, I'm having too much fun flashing. I'm starting to have a little too much fun. Okay, the reason why I wanted to show that, and I wanted to stand behind it so you don't mix it up with the rest of the greenery behind it, is right there. You can see right here. I don't even remember what tree this used to be, but this branch right here, I grafted that on there, and that tree start growing, because the other tree kept getting fire blight. And the reason I just did that like last year, it was a little pear tree in between here, and I did a double graft on there. I'm going to show you the best I can. Watch this. Watch this. Okay. You see that broken piece right here? That's the original tree. So I grafted another kind of tree on here that's coming off the side. Now stay with me. I don't remember what kind of tree that was, so that branch is another kind of tree. Then I kept going, and I grafted this piece onto that tree. So this is 3 different kinds of trees, but I'm only really using it for rootstock. I don't know if that made any sense. And I sure don't gotta tell y'all about this big mama. This big mama here produces mad pears every single year, okay? And I've done no grafting on that. Okay. Whew. All that flashing got me hot. Like, hey lady, I did that a little too natural. I was a little too natural with the flashing. Okay, so do we have any questions at all? Come on, come on. Let me see. Say, I would like to graft onto my existing delicious tree. I want to cut it so far from the ground and graft on. Well, go for it. How far would you cut the tree? It depends. That's completely up to you. It doesn't matter. If you, I wouldn't. I would go knee high, knee to hip high, because you don't know what will go wrong, and you may need to cut that all the way down because something didn't take and start over. So about knee high, hip high. Did the persimmon tree that you air layered some years back end up making it? I sold that year. I don't need a bunch of them. So yeah, I sold that off. So let's get back to what I was telling you about Gina versus Gina and gardening with purpose or planting with purpose. The reason I just cut that whole tree off because the rest of that tree just was giving me the blues, and I'm getting too old to keep experimenting with stuff. I'm getting too old. I need some solid hitters. I need some ringers in my garden, and that's what I'm gonna call them. I need some ringers in the garden. I don't want to keep on saying, cross my fingers, hope this mango grow. There's nothing wrong with that. Experimenting on the side, but don't make that your everything. You need to put some ringers in your garden, things that you know gonna work. Certain kinds of tomatoes, certain kinds of peppers, certain kinds of everything you plan on growing, certain kinds of apple trees, certain kind of pear trees, things that you know gonna grow. Here, I can tell you what a few of my ringers are. Any kind of peach tree. Nectarines, for some reason, don't do well. It's just a hairless peach, but they do not do well for me. Any kind of peach, any kind of pecan, Pink Lady, Anna, Dorset Golden, Granny Smith, Yellow Delicious, Red Delicious apples. I could go on. Fuji apple. All of those do great down here in the South. All persimmons, all Asian persimmons just go off down here in the South. Pomegranate. I'm telling you, my ringer crop that I know gonna produce every single year. The Orient pear tree, that's a ringer. It's going to produce. So those are just a few of many. Oh, I ain't even gonna get on citrus. Meyer lemon tree. I'm trying to think of my Satsuma oranges. What was it? The Brown Select Satsuma orange. Every year, and they're even bigger now. You should see them. And I forget the other one. Oh, figs. Oh God, yeah, figs. Figs. That's another ringer tree. If you want to know things that's gonna grow damn near no matter where you live, there you go. Okay. This is a time, and it is not just dealing with my age. It's not just dealing with my age. It's also dealing with the signs of the times. This is no time where you want to be guessing if you're gonna have food tomorrow. This is not the time for that. This is not the time to hope that your experiment works so you can eat. This is the time where you need to plant some stuff that you know is gonna grow. Okay? Plant some stuff that you know is gonna grow. And anything outside of that, that's your prerogative. Okay? Any last questions? We got 2 minutes left. And look, we did all this and I ain't said nothing about Pumpkinhead. I done messed up. I done said his name. me see. Have you, Debo? Debo, what I just say, bruh? I just said I ain't experimenting doing shit. Electrifying the garden and all that strength. I ain't doing. Listen, man, bruh. I just got through saying this for about 10 minutes, man. You my dog, but come on, man. Look here. I'm about to go and do the old way of things, simple. I don't want to know about no new fandangled bullshittery. I don't. You want to know something, man? And this go to everybody. Ever since I've been dibbling and dabbling into all these new weird stupid ass ways to garden, my garden has never been right since. My garden hasn't been right in years because I'm fandangling, figuring shit out, and doing the same shit I keep telling folks to stop doing. This year, keep it simple, sucker. Keep it simple. Man, put some lettuce in this bin. Go out there and till that garden up. Put some seeds in the ground. Go on, build a chicken coop. Put some chickens in the cage. Yeah, man, all this. And I have a certain brand of grow bags. I don't care. That stuff, man, is for the birds. And we keep wondering why our gardens fail every year because we do too much. Put this shit in a bucket. I got 5-gallon buckets here. $2 a piece. And people going out buying $30, $40 grow bags and sacks and shit. Man, look. Hey, Lid, do you do aquaponics? No. I ain't saying I ain't never did it, because I have. And I'm not going to say I ain't doing it again, because I will. But I'm not concerned about any of that bullshit until I get the basics covered. Cover your bases first. And then, people, especially new gardeners, is going above and beyond to do a whole bunch. You're rushing to fail. You rushing in and you starting your garden too early. You're planting some crazy shit that you know ain't gonna grow. You watching too many garden channels because you excited. No problem with that. But you know your chances of success is almost 0 to none. Instead of just keeping it simple. Instead of just keeping it simple. Everybody right now probably ain't got no kind of little heated grow room in their kitchen or in their pantry, and they got about $400 worth of wasted seedlings that's in there growing, and they all look like my ball patch hair because they that thin. And you keep saying, mine keep on leaning over and lean with it, rock with it. What do I do with a tomato plant to keep lean with it, rock with it, lean with it, rock with it? Take it up, pull it out, and wait. Wait till you got enough heat. Wait till you got enough light, and just wait. Because all you doing right now is wasting your freaking time and your resources. And time is money, and your resources are being wasted. So after that, you got to start all over anyway. You're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep wasting resources till you out of dirt. Now you out of soil. And then you know what you're going to do? The gardening season really starting, and I don't think I got time to plant no seeds. What you go do? You run to the big box store and you buy about $200 or $300 worth of plant starts, where you could have just waited and did it right and not have to spend $5.99 per plant. We do this every year. Every gardener, all these gardeners do this shit every single year. Did I not just explain you? Did I not just explain me? I just explained every gardener that's watching me right now. We keep on playing too much. We start too early because we get excited. Plant a bunch of stuff that ain't gonna work in our area. Plant a bunch of stuff way too early and it gets leggy. It leans over, you throw it away. You try to refurbish those little pods that you can't, the little pea pots you can't do. And then you try to take all them little pea pots and then you throw them in a little container like this and trying to make them all into one good pot of soil. Seems like after they come out that little pea pot, they're useless. So then you try it again and you waste some more time. Then you try it again and now it's getting late in the season where everybody, you watching videos. Oh, Land Farmer got some tomatoes. Oh my God, I gotta get some tomatoes. You go out and you waste all that money on plant starts. And all you had to do was save all that energy, save all your money, and just do that in the first place. Wait till they start hitting the market and then do that. Or soon as you see your first plants at your big box store or your nursery, then plant a seed. It never fails. It never fails. We all do this every year. This year, I'm not wasting no time. I haven't planted no seed. Lettuce grows in the cold, see? Lettuce love this cold. I'm not planting nothing that's not supposed to be planted right now. Nothing. Nothing. The only time I'm planting something is when it hits 60 degrees and it never dropped below 60 degrees down here, then I'll get my tomatoes started. Because I'm not gonna have all that crap inside my house. Not this year, I ain't doing it. The New Orleans gardener always, the people like, New Orleans gardener, do you got a greenhouse? She'd be like, no, I don't get into that. I don't need to do that with my area. I'm not getting into all that. Well, you know you can be growing. Yeah. I hear New Orleans gardener, she tear people up with that. Yeah, well, I'm not into that. Because she keeps it simple. Super simple. Here, have you noticed something? Have you noticed something? She keeps it so damn simple. And she eats out of her garden every day. Come on, somebody say amen. She keep it super simple, plants the same shit every single year. Every year, year after year, season after season, the same thing. She plant them over and over again because she know they're her ringer crops. She know they gonna work. She ain't gotta do too much fussing, and she's patient. So she waits before she plants her squash till the squash bug is dead. Then she plants her squash. But what I mean is keeping it simple and staying patient. The proof is right there in your face. She eats out of her garden, literally every single day. So who's right? You rushing to get your garden started or taking it easy and playing the long game so you can eat all year? She plays so smooth, even though she's down there, down at the bottom of the map, she's still succession plant. Succession plant. Succession plant. Same thing. She got a little dance. Succession plant. You plant some lettuce this week. Plant some more next week. Plant some more the week after that. Every day, she pulling food out her garden. We watch her eat every day. You gotta use your head and start paying attention to the people that's really showing you. And like, ain't nothing wrong with being excited about the garden, because I stay excited all day, every day. But it comes a time where you really start to count. If your seeds were actually cash money, you wouldn't be wasting them like this. They actually are really cash money. We just don't look at it like that. And every time you say, it's only 5 seeds in this pack, that's $5. You spend it wisely, right? Every seed in your pack, you paid $2.99 or $3.99 for. That is cash money. Every seed in there is worth about $1. Think about it. Spend it wisely. Make sure you're going to get a crop. Take it easy. You know good and well, I ain't giving that fool my dollar. Did you see that look in his eye? He probably be done robbed me. You do your seeds the same way. Don't just go spending your seeds any old kind of way all willy-nilly. That's all I'm saying. All right? So with that being said, everybody, I love you. Go plant something. And I guess tomorrow I may see you at Freedom Acres. What time? I don't even know what time it is. Let me see. Oh shit, I should have been gone. Missy says, I planted my tree the way you said, and it gave it a good drench. That was Thursday. How often do I water it? No, listen to this. Um, check your soil. Stick your stick your finger in it, and if you pull it out and it's wet and it's moist, pull it out and it's moist, leave it alone. Okay? But that's basically the most normal test. If it dries off, if it's a little too dry, go ahead, wet it up. That's literally how you check your tree or your. Okay. With, with that being said, okay. And every time you water it, drench it. Just drench it. Those bare root trees, drench them. Don't be scared to drench them. Don't just give them a little sip. Drench them. Water them hard. Okay? With that being said, everybody, I love you. Be safe. Keep your head down. Stay away from dummies. Watch out for road rage people. They just be careful. All right? Live Farmer 73. I love y'all. I love you. Please be careful. And I'm out. Peace.